This is Back Roads of Illinois, server to farmers and ranchers in central Illinois and the Midwest. Happy birthday to me on today. Today is edition of Back Roads of Illinois. We were bringing you lasted for farming sources and information sponsored by AgriGold. We were glad you're here on today for our program. I am Cesar Delgado on today. Past couple days, we were talking about red cloud root rot and SDS with Horacio Lopez Nicora from the Ohio State University and Dylan Mangle from the University of Nebraska. We were bringing it up with Boris Calmitte. He is a pathologist from the University of Illinois. Spray season is over for the growing season in central Illinois and the Midwest. We were talking about it with Nadia from spraytec. This is Back Roads of Illinois, server to farmers and ranchers in central Illinois and the Midwest. Spray season is over for the growing season in central Illinois and the Midwest. We were talking about it with Nadia from spraytec. Hey Nate, how are things in the harvest season after we met at the Farm Progress Indicator?
Things are going good. Unfortunately, with my job, I get to travel a lot of the United States and get to see harvest take place all over the country. Last year, it was interesting. Harvest across the country finished up in a week period from north to south. This year, it'll be a little stretched out a little further, but harvest seems to be going fairly good. I was just in the Dakotas last week, and they pretty much wrapped up bean harvest and are on to corn harvest there. You get up into North Dakota, they're harvesting sugar beets like crazy now, and it's cool enough they can actually stack them.
You heard about some yields in the Dakotas.
Yeah, no, a lot of guys are seeing, oh, some of them, I will tell you, their corn crops, probably some of the best corn they've seen up there. Soybeans are spotty. So the soybeans didn't do quite as good as they typically do. It's not a bad crop, but it's just not. If they were at 50 bushel an acre, they're at 40 to 45. They're a little below their average, but the corn is doing excellent.
Yeah, I can imagine. Nate, let's discuss about your position on herbicides after the harvest season. Could you tell us what products is best to spraying in the field?
Well, there's a lot of it depends what your goal is. Like burn down after harvest is very important, I think. I think farmers as a whole are starting to see the benefit of it, cleaning up that field before winter comes, keeping it clean, and then it starts the spring off a little cleaner. So I think there's a huge benefit with like your Palmer out in the Dakotas, like where I get to see a lot with kochia, stuff like that. So it's a good practice to start clean, stay clean, and it starts with that fall burn down. I think we're seeing that be the case and become more of a common practice. If guys are having issues with weeds, it would be a recommendation I would make is get that fall burn down and stay clean. When we talk spraying herbicides, what's so important? What's the number one thing we spray on the field? When we're spraying out a herbicide. That would be water. So the most volume we spray would be water. What we do at Spray Tech is we make sure that water is correct in a good place for your chemistry, your herbicide to work effectively. One of the main things we do is adjust pH and lower the pH of the tank mix, which is very, very important for how the herbicides work and keeping their efficiency as they go. But we also do a ton of other stuff too with what we do to help that process, and that is drift. We use a lot of emulsifier is a really good emulsifier to help everything blend together. We have drift control, and we have a ton of different things that we do. But primarily, our main product we put down that we would work with, like a 2,4-D or a Roundup in a burn down situation, would be our adjuvant.
Can you tell our audience about your company and products if they don't know about spraytec?
Oh, absolutely. Love to. So, SprayTech is a two-part company. The first part is application technology, and that would involve our adjuvant and our oils. That's where we started. We are the pioneers of the all-in-one low use rate adjuvant. That's our flagship product. So there's the application technology side. The second side of it would be our phytostimulant or our plant health and nutrition. Basically, there we take pharmaceutical grade pure nutritionals, mix them with amino acids, carboxylic acid, micronutritional phosphates, and we put as much of the adjuvant that we can in with that product. So that's kind of the two sides of what our company are. When you look at our phytostimulant products, we protect against fungal and bacterial diseases, plus absorption and compatibility are key. If anybody's wanting to take a look at our products, take a look at Spraytec, spraytec.com. And you can check out our whole lineup there.
Spraytec is the herbicides in demand for good yields. How
Say
could
that.
you tell me that? Why I dry out to use with the product?
Could you ask a question one more time, Caesar?
Spraytec is the herbicides in demand for good yields. How could you tell me that? Why I dry out to use with the product?
So I think if I'm understanding you right, so Spray Tech, we do add a lot of different products to the spray mix. They will help your herbicide work better just through the efficiency of getting the water right. And we're not going to tie up any positive charges with negative charges and allow everything to move efficiently uh, throughout the field and with that. Now, when we're talking dry out and stuff like that, again, there's many factors that can come into that. A lot of it is what's being done, moisture and content wise from Mother Nature. But again, what I will tell you, a healthy plant and keeping the nutrition good in your plant is by far your best defense and will even help in drought scenarios.
What is the right mixes to your product?
So it's interesting. When you're using a spray tech product, one thing you're going to find out is an extreme low use rate. Most of the acres in the United States that use our adjuvant use 2 ounces to the acre of our adjuvant. Uh, that's a very, very low use rate. One of our jugs, I actually have one right here. This is cube, but this is the product size that are the jug that comes in. But like this jug of adjuvant would do 80 acres. So we're very low use rate. Now, when we get into nutritionals, we use 4 ounces per acre. So very low use rate. So that is a very a lot of farmers like that because they don't need totes of our product. We do sell it in totes if you need it, but
Mm.
they like having a short little bucket or little jug to stick in. Mhm.
What is your final thoughts about the harvest season for growers in the Midwest?
Well, my final thoughts on the season, the harvest season for growers in the Midwest is, as we get to the end of October here, a lot of guys are going to see that finish line come up. But as we get closer to November, the chance for snow, I know right now we don't think about it, but you get up north, the chance of snow becomes more relevant. So I think where we're at with harvest and my final thoughts of it are is we're at that ending stage where guys are starting to wrap up and feeling the urgency to wrap up just because of the time of year it is. Um, Unfortunately, I don't think the price is that good for crops right now. So that part of it, I think a lot of farmers are storing as much as they can and taking a look at marketing that they've hadn't had to look at for a while. So at the end of the year, I think it was a successful and a good year as far as crops go and as far as yield goes. Do I think anybody had their best year ever? No, but I would say it was above average in most places. So even though we might not see the dollars for the crop, we definitely did get to see a good crop this season. And that is the one thing about farmers. At the end of the day, it is a business and we got to make money. But at our core, we like to raise good crops.
Thanks, Nate. I enjoyed our conversation for today on Back Roads of Illinois today.
I enjoyed it too, Caesar. I really did. And hey, by the way, I hear it's your birthday, so happy birthday, man. That's exciting. Happy birthday to you.
Thanks.
Well, it was sure good talking with you. Do you have any big
Maybe
plan?
and from spraytec on today for Back Roads of Illinois.
Well, thank you, Caesar. Sure had.
Past couple days, we were talking about red cloud root rot and SDS with Horacio Lopez Nicora from the Ohio State University and Dylan Mangle from the University of Nebraska. We were bringing it up with Boris Calmitte. He is a pathologist from the University of Illinois. Hey, Boris, how are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Boris, let's discuss about the red cloud root rot in Illinois. Could you tell our audience about it in the state of Illinois?
Yes, so red cloud rot is an emerging disease. It was first detected here in the Midwest in Pike County in Illinois. And then since then, it has spread to other counties and also to other states, including Indiana, Kentucky, and Missouri. And this season in 2025, it was first detected in Ohio, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. So it's a disease that will infect the roots, will cause the root rot, and then will have a big impact on yield.
Do you have seen this disease for this summer in your plot?
Yeah, we have a network of fields, commercial fields that have the disease, and this is a soil-borne disease. So once you have it, you will have it for several years, and you will have to deal with it. So it's a soil-borne, it's a pathogen that will remain in the soil. So it's not a pathogen that will eventually arrive to your field. Once you get it, it will be there, it will be on the ground, and you need to deal with it. So we have also experimental plots where we run our trials, and we got very good disease levels this season. And also we have seen the disease in new fields, so we are continuously adding more commercial fields to our network.
What caused it for this season, Boris?
Sorry?
What caused it for this season, Boris?
Not sure if I got that one.
What caused it for this season, Boris?
What cause? The pathogen? So this season we add the new
Yeah.
counties. We added the new counties. This season we added new counties to the map. And there is a map at the Crop Protection Network where you can check all the counties that where the disease has been reported. So this season we added new counties to the one that have been previously reported. This is a pathogen, it's a fungus. It can cause microsclerotia. Are some resistant structures that will remain in the soil and are the ones causing the new infections the following seasons. So this is a fungus. It's a very persistent fungus. So again, once you have the disease, you will need to deal with it for several years.
What causes of the pathetic in the leaf in the field like SCN and SDS?
So this is a disease that will cause symptoms on the three parts of the plant. We will see intervennal chlorosis and necrosis that is very similar to what we see with mainly with SDS or sudden death syndrome and also with brown stem rot, for example. So it can be very confusing. But then if we look at the lower part of the stem, very close to the soil, we will see like a very reddish discoloration. And under the right condition, we will see also the perithecia, which are those red spherical structures that are very characteristic of this disease. And then on the roots, if we pull the plants in the middle of the season, we will see that the roots are completely or very rotten, and we will see that it's affecting also the roots. So the infections are occurring at the roots, and what we see in the foliar symptoms is actually the toxin that the pathogen is producing. So
How do we get rid of soybean nematode with fungicides?
So there are seed treatments that are very effective against soybean cyst nematode. There are commercial products that are labeled for controlling soybean cyst nematode. So some seed treatments that are mainly with fungicide will also affect soybean cyst nematode.
When people can find more your research on SCN.
So we have our website where we have all our contact information. People can send us email. We can visit fields if time allows, and then in our webpage we have all the description of the research that we are doing. We also prepare fact sheets that are distributed with Illinois Extension, and then we also publish information about diseases affecting Illinois at the Crop Protection Network. We are members of that network, so that is also a channel that you can check looking for more information. If you suspect of diseases, you can send samples to our plant clinic. They will give you the right diagnosis. That would be the first step, especially if you think that you have, for example, red ground rot.
Thanks, Boris. I enjoyed our conversation for today.
Thank you very much for reaching out. And if you have more questions, please let me know. We can communicate also by email. So if anybody has any question, just let us know. We are happy to help.
Boris Calmitte from the University of Illinois.
Thank you.